So I've been in creator burnout for a while, and I've been seeking advice to see what can help me get back into my creative flow. By the grace of God, I got invited to go to VeeCon. Thank you to Dwan and Ashley for that. And I met Gary Vee himself, and he told me, what is something that you feel is not being done?
Hold up, wait a minute.
But before we get into all that and how I'm doing it and all the tools I'm using to do it, I gotta tell you about VeeCon. So me and the fiance jumped on a plane and went to LA. This was an experience. First, we can't go to LA without going and seeing those Kobe statues. Shout out to the GOAT. And I finally had some jiggly pancakes. That's crazy. If you know me, I've been obsessed with the Japanese souffle pancakes. They're so good. But VeeCon was an experience. The production, there was 5 stages. One was actually at the Grammy Museum, which was fire. And then there was another one that was on the rooftop that had an amazing view. Shout out to Wallow, because that's where I met him there. And I met some of my favorite creators. Shout out to Lonnie. I love Lonnie. We've been chatting it up for, I think, years now, and finally got to meet him. So shout out to Lonnie. Now, of course, the lineup was crazy. The speakers were Inky Johnson, Nick Cannon, Wallow, Kabi, Ashley Graham. The lineup was not to disappoint, to be honest with you. I think what caught me off guard was how immersed you were with the VeeCons thing. If you didn't know what VeeFriends were before, you sure left understanding a little bit more about VeeFriends. Everything from the characters walking around like if it was Walt Disney, from the merch to the museum, even Gary's slides had VeeFriends on it. And everybody was just so nice and welcoming. It was crazy. And you would think in LA, you've heard so many different rumors of everybody being fake. And really, everybody was very welcoming and just wanted to network. Now, I'm an introvert, so that was kind of hard. We had like a creators meetup and then a separate party, but I did okay. But on day 2, Ashley actually stopped me and to say that she had me on the list to talk to Gary Vee himself. And I had one question that is hopefully going to help me spark my creativity. Now, if you're familiar with this channel, and if you're not, I hope you subscribe after this. I talk a lot about content tips, strategy, social media updates, and AI tools. So it's really in that educational realm, but there are a lot of creators that are doing educational content. So I asked this one thing. From an educational standpoint, right? Like creating content and educational, what is something that you feel is not being done?
Live streaming.
Live streaming?
Live streaming is where it's at.
Right.
People are not taking advantage of what's going on live.
On like YouTube, Twitter, like all of it.
Instagram Live.
Instagram Live.
TikTok Live especially.
I feel like Instagram Live is going, like it's kind of mid.
I agree.
Okay.
But there's still attention there.
Yes.
And because it's mid, no one's doing anything, which means if you're the queen of mid, it's still big.
Yeah. That's that. Okay, that's all I need.
TikTok though.
TikTok?
For real.
Even with all the, even with the that's happening?
If it's banned, then it's gone. But if it's not banned,
take advantage of it because everybody's leaving.
When Seinfeld's the #1 show on TV, you run commercials.
Big facts.
When it's been canceled, you run commercials somewhere else.
Yeah.
Don't worry about TikTok's future. Worry about TikTok's attention and extract it now. You got it?
I'm with that. So now we gotta go live. Okay, I'm down for this. The great thing is that I already have a live show on Mondays. Slight plug, Content Corner, 9 p.m. Eastern. But now it's time to turn up a notch. So let me show you what tools I'm going to be using, what equipment I'm going to be using, and hopefully we could do this journey together. So the first tool I'm going to use for live streaming is Ecamm Live. I got to get the software to be able to multi-stream in all these different platforms. Now, I've had Ecamm for a while, but not for the full power that it can do. So let me take you inside of my computer and show you how you can stream on multiple platforms and how you can go from horizontal to vertical depending on the platform that you use. So we're inside Ecamm Live right now, right? So to go live on multiple streams of platform, first you got to go up top on the preview window and hit stream and record. You got to make sure stream is turned on. And then once you do that, you go all the way down to the right and hit new. So this is going to allow you to set up your live stream. Now, as you can see, I already have on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. But let's say I didn't have any of these. Where you would configure all of this is going all the way to add new destination. And then you're going to see choose streaming platform to add a new destination. And if you want to go on X, if you want to go on Twitch, if you want to go on Facebook, YouTube, all of that, you can configure that all here and then stream at the same time. Now, I will say it does depend on your Wi-Fi, on your bandwidth and that whole nine. So don't think you could do all of it and you got kind of the basic Wi-Fi. That's not really going to work, okay? So for this horizontal look, I do that for YouTube, I do that for Facebook, I can do it for LinkedIn. Every Monday on 9 p.m. Eastern, I do a live called Content Corner. Now, I've been going live a little bit more because of what Gary said, but when I go on Instagram, I do more of a vertical look, right? So I will show you how I do that. If I go up top to options and I hit shape, they have a tall version right here. And so now all of a sudden I'm vertical. Now, if I wanted to go a little bit extra and have it give a more customized look and it just not so zoomed in on me, we could do it a more custom kind of way like this. So where it gives a more vertical experience instead of just a zoomed in look. And this right here is how I go live on Ecamm with multiple platforms. But should I go do Twitch? That's another question I got. Let me know in the comments what you think. So the second thing that we need, of course, is going to be equipment. Now, from a camera standpoint, I use Sony A7Cs for my camera, my main camera. And then actually for my lives, like a second camera, I use this DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I love this. So mainly all the footage that you've been seeing when it comes to VeeCon and some of the stuff on my social media has been shot with this amazing camera. And like I said, I use it from the Monday lives. I use this as a second camera. And now I'm using it for my daytime lives when I go on Instagram, where I literally just use this. And I'm using the DJI Mic 2 for the audio side when I go live on Instagram and YouTube for during the day. To be honest, I'm actually enjoying the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for my lives because it has this auto tracking. So every time that I move, it catches my face and it follows, which makes it kind of just a little bit fun instead of just this one just staring at me and there's no movement, no motion or anything. It just kind of brings some life to it. And don't worry, I'm gonna put the links in the description, so I got you. Now, the third thing that I use when it comes to my live streams is the post-production part of things. If you go live for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, 3 hours, it doesn't matter. You're probably gonna wanna clip that up. And so I use Opus Clip for that. So this channel is very familiar with Opus Clip. Now, Opus Clip is the #1 AI tool when it comes to clipping up your video. So now that we do live streams, now we put that in Opus Clip, whether we take the link from YouTube or we actually upload it directly to Opus Clip and we allow it to clip it up for us. It could be anything from 7 clips all the way to 30 clips, depending on how long your video is. And they are social media ready. It comes with captions. It's already formatted in a vertical standpoint, or if you could do horizontal or square, whatever you want to repurpose it for. And it is amazing. Now, if you want to put your own personal touch to the AI videos that Opus Clip creates, now what I do suggest, and I learned this from Think Media, shout out to Sean, where you want to create a introduction video to that clip, right? So you want to create its own video, give it a hook, and then show the clip from the live. This is a really good tactic because it actually sets up your audience to understand what the clip is instead of watching the clip and kind of putting pieces together. So we're going live multiple times in a week. And so I want you to come on this journey with me, whether you just watch it or whether you go live as well. Let's do this together. Now, I do have a question. I asked it earlier on the Ecamm joint, which should I go live on Twitch? Like, what are the platforms that you want to see me go live in? Put that in the comments. I will say with doing more lives, I'm going to be able to have a lot more content to repurpose. And I talk about this on my 2-day workshop. Slight plug, that's also in the description. And if you struggle with creating content, you may want to consider going live because it's less editing. It's just you going in, showing what you want to show, and then clipping up those things with Opus Clip and posting it on your social media platforms. But we could talk more about content tips and strategies in this next video.